All right. So Fideism, though, does have some serious weaknesses, which, can be noted, they tell us. And so the focus then on these weaknesses is they're going to give us weaknesses of common Fideism, not the theological problems or the apologetic deficiencies associated with individual thinkers, right? So they're not going to blast, Barth for being a,
Which is very easy to do.
yeah. Yeah. Neo-Orthodox or whatever, right? So so they're going to look at common weaknesses of Fideism as an apologetic method. That's
Right.
what they want to tell us
Right.
here.
Which, again, if I'm writing this chapter, man, this is the part that I'm going over because it would be very easy to slip over to that. So again, I appreciate the authors here. All right, well, the first one is that for Fideism, it undervalues propositional knowledge. Fideists routinely pit the personal kind of knowledge against the propositional kind. But there's no reason to do this. Propositional knowledge about God is a poor substitute for personal knowledge of God, but it can be a good vehicle to such personal knowledge. It helps to inform you of those things. Indeed, propositional knowledge about God is given to us in Scripture, right? So that's a big key right there. Is that there's a call to test. There's a call to provide witnesses. There's a call to go out and search this on your own. There's a call to search the Scriptures for yourself. There's more than just here's my testimony. Do with it what you want. Here I stand. I can do no other. Moreover, the Fideist depreciation of propositional knowledge seriously compromises the apologetic task, and that might not be a concern for them. But at the same time, we are called to do apologetics, and they are called to give an answer. And having that type of response seems to kind of compromise or undervalues exactly what we're called to do when presented with a question to give a reason for the hope that we have. Well, moreover, the Fideist depreciation of propositional knowledge seriously compromises the apologetic task. People have these type of questions and answers that they're searching for, and it's not always in a hostile environment. And so, are you just going to turn to them, give a thumbs up, and say, "Well, it's just Jesus, man." And so it seems like you would want to present a little bit more than just that. And to be fair, Fideists do, but it seems to really severely limit yourself for that.
Yeah.
So non-Christians have factual questions about the Christian faith, and these are often fair and important questions that need to be answered on the level that they're asked. So you can't just kind of sweep them under the rug or just answer the question. We're not politicians. We're just not answering the questions we want the person to ask. We should be more direct than politicians. So in your apologetics, know that politicians are satanic, and so don't be like them. So we're all in agreement of them.
That's right. All right. So that's the first problem. It undervalues propositional knowledge, right? And of course, propositional knowledge is important. The facts, about what happened and what's going on, and they give reasons to believe that the claims are true, right? And so they undervalue that. Secondly, our authors tell us that Fideists overstate criticism of reason and knowledge. So Fideists are right to point out, the severe limitations of human reasoning power and human knowledge. Unfortunately, they typically overstate these criticisms. As a result, Fideism underestimates the role that reason and knowledge commonly plays in people coming to faith. Scripture, as you mentioned just a bit here, uses various kinds of arguments and appeals to factual knowledge to challenge unbelief and to encourage faith. And so it's true that we cannot, expect to resolve all intellectual problems raised against Christianity, but we can resolve many of them, our authors tell us, adequately. And
right.
So, so there's no need to overstate this criticism of reason and knowledge. We should use it, to help us to present the gospel.
Mm-hmm. Right. And, let's take our biggest one that we always like to kind of smile at because we've talked about it so much. That's the problem of evil. So, yeah, absolutely. Evil is there, and we should just trust God within it. If God exists, then evil has some sort of purpose in some sort of way. It's not wrong for us to say, well, what could be that purpose, or what is that purpose, or does Scripture give us any indication, or does the character of God give us any indication on why evil exists? And our type of theology that we hold to is informed by this as well. And so we can look at things like Scott Christensen's "What About Evil?" and say there are some really, really good answers out there for. Does God know that that evil would come into the world? Did he have a plan for it? Is he the author of it? And so these types of argumentations or answers or propositional knowledge claims, they help bolster people's faith. They increase in that relationship. Just as the knowing more about your wife that we've have harkened back to. We can know propositional things about her, or if you're one of the 2 female people that listen to our show, your husband, if you're married, that informs more about them. So if they have long hair, should you buy them a particular brush? Knowing that fact about them helps to inform your relationship with that person. And so you can please that person, but if that person's going through, cancer treatment, buying a brush would be the worst thing that you could probably do in that situation. So there's the overplay of it. Is yes, absolutely, the personal relationship should be there, but it seems like the pendulum is swinging too much the other way, where we're not trying to create a God of the propositions, but we're trying to find the middle, that God has created a world where propositions are possible. They come from his being, from his mind, from his character, and through them and in them, we can know who God is. So there seems to be too much swing on the other way, that maybe horseshoes it back up if you're too much propositional and you're too much Fideism here. Well, okay, and then the third one. We could probably come up with other ones, but at least everyone got 3 positives, negatives. So we're
we want to be
limiting
fair.
Ourselves. Yes,
That's right.
Everyone gets 3, and 3 is the magic number for Western thought.
That's right.
So the third one is that Fideism unnecessarily is critical, has a critical view of the Bible. This seems kind of odd for Fideism, right? But Fideism tends unnecessarily to undermine confidence in the Bible, which is not ironic, but it seems that it would be the least one to do so. But Fideists are generally too quick to accept theories of liberal Bible criticism or other fields of knowledge that seem to call into question the accuracy of the Bible. And I think we mentioned this in our conversation with Barth and the whole Princetonian establishment when it was Christian on the majority side. This was the B.B. Warfield. This was the fundamentalism, the evil of fundamentalism came and had to respond to these types of acceptance claims and did a really good job. So much so that it staved off liberalism, which in the past 80 years. Good luck trying to do that. That seems to have been a failed proposition. But here, it is not necessary to depreciate the Bible in order to exalt Christ. It seems to be too much swing on the other way, where you're saying, well, let's just believe about the parts that give us salvation. And so you just know these five Bible
the parts that just talk about Christ or give us information about Christ or whatever.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So again, this is an unnecessary need in order to kind of emphasize kind of how uncool you are. Yeah, I'm trying to be cool by showing how uncool I am, and that makes me cool, right? And as Simpsons taught us, no, it does not.
Yeah.